Hello and welcome back. If you've not seen episode 1, it is on my channel, so go and watch that first. I'll put the link in the description. But this is episode 2 of Nerves of Steel, the 4-part series surrounding Emerald Park and their recent new area, Tir Na Nog, which has 2 new coasters in it, 2 new creds in it. So we're going to see more of them building that. We saw in the last episode of how Emerald Park started and all the business behind how it was associated with Tayto and things like that. So go and watch that in the description, as I say. But here is episode 2 of Nerves of Steel.
The facilities at Tayto Park are constantly changing.
The other ride there, how long will it be?
The ride itself is about a minute.
Led by the vision of founder Ray Coyle, the team's latest endeavour is codenamed Project 24.
Keeping it simple, we don't need this secret weapon nonsense, it's just Project 24. So let's see what they're planning.
It involves the addition of 2 intertwining steel roller coasters at a site adjacent to the park's famed wooden coaster, the Cuchulainn. Installed in 2015, it features over 1 kilometre of track and reaches speeds of 90 kilometres per hour.
Again, Cuchulainn, or any of Emerald Park as it's now known, spoiler alert, we might not have got that far yet, just looks amazing from the air. This park looks so clean, so well put out, and it's got such a good array of rides.
Kick-started Ray Coyle's addiction to buying roller coasters.
I went to a show in Orlando, specifically there to supply people with theme parks. I went to see 3 or 4 people. I wanted a wooden roller coaster.
So now we're getting some backstory of how Cuchulainn, their wooden roller coaster, was built, and that was really the big thing for this park. They really put it on the map.
And the first 3 passed no heed of me because I had no experience. They thought I had no money. The guy who eventually sold me the roller coaster accept deposit and easy payments over a year. And I said, look, we'll take a chance because wooden roller coaster is very exciting. That coaster there cost just over 10 million. And it took a year and a half to build it. The timber was shipped in from the States, all treated, and then it had to be cut on site.
If you enjoy a good ride, and if you'd like to come down to meet, I promise you the ride of your life.
Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome.
I have to ask, how much do you charge for the ride?
It depends how long you want it.
The biggest roller coaster of its kind.
Oh, the
in
bank
Europe
turn
has opened at
looks
Tayto
immense.
Park in County Meath.
We opened the coaster, I think it was June 5th. By June 9th, Ray wanted to do more, because he was like, wow, look at all these people coming.
Ray sort of reminds me a bit, although not on such a big scale, of like an Irish Roland Mack. I used to see him enjoying his coasters at his park and just getting on there and enjoying it and getting stuck in. It's brilliant to see.
It was an experience of a lifetime, and I'd do it again.
Today is a big red-letter day for everyone at Tayto Park.
Before I put the logo up, I'm just going to give people a little bit of background as to why we changed, just remind them. So, yeah.
You kind of turn around like, you weren't meant to hear that bit, or I didn't know you were there.
The park's new name is set to be announced this afternoon. But before it's released to the media, Charles has the responsibility of revealing the much-anticipated name change to staff.
One thing I've learned over the past 12 years working here is that gossip travels around Tayto Park very, very quickly. So most of you probably know while we're here anyway, and some of you probably know the exact words that I'm going to say. We're investing 30 million over the next 10 years or so, and with the name Tayto Park, we're not able to advertise in certain places, such as the north of Ireland, such as the UK.
That's quite interesting, because I thought the licence had run out, but actually it's just that they haven't got the licence for Northern Ireland or the UK, which makes sense, because we never see TV adverts for Tayto Park in this country, although word of mouth from enthusiasts meant that there's a lot of hype there, which, shows how good the park is, but it's interesting to see that that's the reason why they're changing the name to Emerald Park.
The reason for that is that Tayto Snacks does not own the name for Tayto up in the north of Ireland or over in the UK. So this brand name is registered and trademarked to ourselves, so we're going to be able to advertise in those markets and hopefully be able to get a huge amount of people from those areas. So without further ado, guys, the new name is Emerald Park.
that woman in the front row is like, that's not the name I came up with. She's kind of looking as if she's not happy, but fake it, fake it, fake it. I quite like the name, by the way. That's just what she looked like. The brief look at the watch as well. Can I get out of here now? They didn't pick my name for the park.
Oh, well.
The new name appears to be a success with the staff.
Good to get it out.
But the park's founder, Ray Coyle, is not here to witness this momentous day.
Businessman Ray Coyle, who set up snack company Largo Foods and the Tayto Park theme park in County Meath, has died. Mr. Coyle, who was 70 years old, passed away peacefully, surrounded by his family.
That's bittersweet in a way. I didn't know this, by the way, when I was watching episode 1, that he's passed away now. But rest in peace, Ray Coyle. I think what he's achieved a great deal. And I don't want to say anything because I didn't know the guy and I don't want to seem that I'm being disrespectful. So I'm just going to let this bit of the episode play out and you can see what they're going to say.
It happened the 8th of June. He was 70. Yeah, 70 is young. Dad had heart problems since 2006, I think. He had 3 bouts of cancer. He had COVID pneumonia, all since like 2013. Even at 70 years old, in his mind, he was 30 and he was still going 100 miles an hour right up to the very end, you know.
The loss has affected everyone at the park, especially Tim, who was a trusted colleague and friend to Ray for the past 40 years.
Yeah, it was totally unexpected because, I mean, we probably spent more time in each other's company than we did with our wives at various times through the years. I was in the hospital with him 2 days before he had the operation, and like we went through the usual list of, you know, yes, no, and I always remember the last thing we hadn't chosen the name Emerald Park at the time, and that was the last thing on the list. And I said, "What do you want to do about this?" This is wait till I come out, and so like it was absolutely unexpected. Yeah.
There's no good way to ever pass away, but if you're going to do it the way he did, which was not in any pain. He wasn't fully aware of what was happening at that stage. He was in ICU, so he was on a ventilator. Surrounded by family, it is definitely something we take solace from anyway. The void really hit home over the course of the summer. When you would expect him to be walking around the corner of the park with an ice cream. Those are the kind of things that you miss.
He was a tough businessman, but like he was very kind to people, and he was great company. You know, like everything. Like he was always winding somebody up, or he was always having to crack with somebody.
It will be harder without him, for sure. He influenced everything about my personality. But I've got some of my mum's personality, you know, a bit more cautious. I don't think I would ever be able to take as many risks as he took. I don't think I would have the balls for it. That's why we have a theme park in the middle of a field that he used to grow spuds on, and without his stomach for the fight and the risk, we wouldn't be here, you know.
Now, as the audience we know, now we're going to see his Project 24 come to fruition. It's just a shame that it's going to be bittersweet that Ray's not going to see its completion.
Construction on Ray's vision, Project 24, is ongoing. The goal is to turn this greenfield site into the 2 most ambitious and impressive roller coasters ever seen in Ireland. The deadline is just over a year away, but projects of this scale are always prone to the odd obstacle or delay.
We've 6 acres of a whole new land, and within that we need to there's more shops, toilets, there's electricity to be brought to the site. It's like you're starting with a whole new park, and then we have to then link that to the existing park as well. We're a couple of weeks behind. We had other trades lined up to come into the job. We've had to put them back a little bit. There's a lot of inflation out there at the moment as well that we're seeing. The likes of concrete rates are going up every 2-3 months. So we're trying to put agreements in place with our suppliers that when we go back to them in 2 or 3 months' time, that we're going to get the same rate off them again, regardless of what's happening in the marketplace. We've gone with 250.
Today, David is meeting with the piling contractor. They're currently preparing the site ahead of the boring of deep piling foundations, which will give the roller coaster structure its solid base.
So now we're seeing them explain how the foundation is going to be built. We've got that kind of tarp almost, and then they're putting actual rock on top of it to give it a more solid base that can't be pulled out, because so far in the rest of the park there's a lot of pressure on the ground for the rest of the rides. But he says it a lot better than I do, so I'll let him explain a bit more.
With our other roller coasters here in the park, a lot of the pressure is down in the ground, and we've been able to go with a raft foundation on that, which is a much more simpler process. But in this one, it's to suspend the thrill coaster. There's huge forces on it, so we actually have to go piles, because all this thing really wants to do is pull itself out of the ground, as opposed to pushing itself into it. Over where it kind of cuts in a little bit there, we have to go down 3.5 metres. Effectively, it's like a plug put into the ground to stop anything pulling it out, and it goes into the rock and then fuses with the rock as well, and that's what gives us its strength.
Meanwhile, the park's new identity, Emerald Park, has been shared with Ireland's media, and the news is spreading fast.
We're seeing the re-theme with the new Emerald Park flags up the Cuchulainn lift hill.
People are coming here for the rides, the zoo.
I did not know that this park had a zoo until I watched this series. So that's something else. I'm learning a lot all the time. I've never been to this park yet, or even knew it had a zoo.
The experience, the attractions, and it's not just because the Tayto name. Like, the Tayto name helped us to get where we are. There's no question of that. And we had a fantastic relationship with them and continue to do so. But it's now something more. So it's something bigger. And I think with this brand name and identity that we're developing, and the new name, I think it's going to be great. I really do.
Let's hope the general public agree.
Little Miss Rapper says, "I'm liking the name, thumbs up." One of them says, "They haven't seriously called it Emerald Park, no way."
Emer from the marketing team is scouring social media to get a feel for how the new name is going down.
Someone else says, "I hope the ghost of Mr. Tayto haunts Emerald Park forever."
It's probably because the film crew are there, but the lighting in this shot looks really weird. Social media is always going to be like that. You're going to get people that hate it, that like it. I actually think Emerald Park is a really nice name. Always think of green when you think of Ireland. I think it's a nice name, simple, short name. What do you think in the comments?
Some of the comments on Instagram is, "Love the new name."
There's always
What an exciting new era.
Yeah. There's some that are saying they'll always call it Tayto Park. That's to be expected as well.
Instagram, we never really get hate. Facebook is a free-for-all.
Yeah.
There's a comment here, the logo is brutal, and it's 14 likes.
I'll be deep in the cold ground before I recognise Emerald Park.
Come on, guys, it's a theme park name. Don't have to get that brutal, and especially if maybe they didn't know, but hopefully they watched this documentary, that it was better for marketing, better for the park as a whole, especially financially, to change the name from Tayto.
Another person says Tayto Park for life.
Some people are very, very passionate about Tayto Park, but I do stand by what I say, that I think, people will get used to it and will come to love the brand and the name as we have,
So now in the winter of 2022, we're seeing them have to change all the Tayto Park signs, or any signs with Tayto on, to Emerald Park. And also they're having to do that in the retail spaces as well. So it's a big, big job. You're not going to realise how many little things are going to have the logo and marketing on as well.
It's December, and while the rides are closed to the public, Tayto Park is a hive of activity. Maintenance workers are faced with the unenviable task of removing hundreds of Tayto signs throughout the park, while retail staff will have to clear any trace of Mr. Tayto from the shelves. Over at the new site, construction workers are battling the elements and the clock to have the piling installation ready for the 2 new roller coasters.
A little bit of the foundations being put in for the 2 new coasters that aren't even going to open until 2024, but they have to get these foundations in early, and the weather and conditions are against them at the moment.
And noon and night out to the site here, wondering what's happening today, how are the lads getting on. we're now implementing what his vision was for this project. So we know what he wants it to look like in 2024 when it opens to the public, and we'll do our best to match that.
But that's not all David has on his list today. There's a small matter of the 2 new attractions for the junior area of the park, which are scheduled to be ready for the spring reopening in March.
The 2023 new additions now being looked at, and are trying to get the theming right for those.
David is meeting with a local theming expert to get their help designing the staging around one of the new rides.
I don't know if we want to do a bit of a pitch roof on it or whether it'll just be flat.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we'll see what Kira thinks.
Yeah. The Crazy Bus is the name of the ride, so it spins around on a central axis. Something similar to this. It'll be yellow, the colour we're going for on it.
The mechanism will be going through the doors of the building, let's say, rather than the brick.
So the concept came from myself. Think what a 5-year-old child thinks of when they're looking for a bus. We're recreation. It's like a Sesame Street bus station. Red brick facade, lots of ornate details.
Yeah.
Yes. We have another new ride coming. It's called Samba Balloon Ride. So it's a huge amount of colour with say large balloons. So that's really aimed at the younger kids. We'll be doing the ride installation then start of February. So
I don't think we can get to it till the end of February anyways.
It'll be done before end of March then.
Yeah, we have all of March then to do it. Yeah.
Grand, okay. I think like a 5-year-old, so...
Take that as you will.
It's very, very easy to come up with the ideas.
With the piling foundations now in place for the theme park's 2 new intertwining roller coasters, David has called in Universal Rocks, a contractor that specialises in environmental theming.
Where we have our maintenance building there, the station buildings here, and what we're looking at in front of us is pit 6. So that's where the family boomerang goes under there'll be a bridge. It's all mass concrete walls.
It's amazing how these people can envisage from their plans what's there, even though it's only the foundations at the moment. It's amazing.
Using just concrete and paint, they've faced the challenging task of making the finished structures look as though they've stood on the site for hundreds of years.
Does it need to be scribed or anything?
No. We fix galvanized mesh.
Okay.
Then we spray the first and second, third layer.
Yeah, okay.
Back in the boardroom, the project's engineers have arrived to give Universal Rocks a more thorough grilling about their product.
What's the lifespan of the product? So I think the product was tested for 10 years, but we have it in the field since the 80s, I would say. So don't worry. But what we need to think about, if we have overhead theming designs on roller coasters, which we like to avoid.
If we're not concerned about bricks falling off, why are we taking actions to prevent it?
Because it has later on a very big impact on the maintenance. Imagine that you need to check the welding points if everything is covered with rockwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Will you be producing drawings, or will you be sort of mainly working on site?
We're the hands-on guys. So we get from your general design drawings or photos. You show this to our artists, and then they...
Contractors there showing us how they're going to make the structures look authentic and what they're going to use and how it's hopefully going to look as the finished product.
Already of stonework and rockwork. Most of them come from Irish castles.
What's your thoughts around that?
I'd be curious to see the colour schemes. It can be quite stark when it's just grey stone blockwork.
Yeah.
So we need to inject a bit more personality, I think.
We, of course, would like to also give a little hint of colour, which matches, of course, with the vehicle design and the track colours.
This is perfect.
I think we can definitely achieve the look we want on.
Yeah.
It's the 25th of March 2023.
The merch actually looks very good. Not too shabby at all.
The beloved County Meath Theme Park and Zoo is flinging apart its gates to the public as Emerald Park for the very first time. In the past, these occasions were always hosted by the charismatic Ray Coyle. So today, his son Charles has big shoes to fill.
I don't know. Is it on? Have a gander there? Ah, there we go. Okay. Just want to say thank you very much for coming. And I do want to say just a big thank you to my father, Ray, who had the courage to set up a theme park in the middle of... Thank you. set up a theme park in the middle of a field, in the middle of Meath, in the middle of a recession, and then finally 18 months ago, making the big, brave decision to develop our own brand and push forward. So, huge, big thank you to him and to all of you for coming today.
It's nice to see the support for Ray, who set up the park. You can see it's a bit hard for Charles to do the opening for the first time since his dad always did it, but it's nice to see the support from the crowd as well.
3, 2, 1. All right, we're open for business, guys. Please come on in.
Trisha, what's our ETA on opening the rides in Zone 3 and Zone 4?
The next 10 minutes or so.
Perfect, thank you.
With Emerald Park now open for business, Ross has the responsibility of making sure all attractions are running smoothly.
I can't get there.
We follow some of the park operations here as they're planning on which zones of rides to open and things of that nature, but also I quite like these Emerald Park windbreaker jackets that they're wearing. They actually look really cool.
Rob 5. I'm Rides and Attractions Manager, so I look after all the rides and attractions that we have, so quite a good few. 1 or 2 rides down at the moment, but most of them are quick repair. It could be just clearing the fault, resetting the system. Over the next couple of hours, rides would start warming up and they'll start getting used to operational again for the next couple of months for us. So
the one row they decide to film and the girl is petrified.
Emer from marketing is escorting a TV crew around the park while closely monitoring social media coverage of the park's reopening.
So we get you in the first 3 rows there.
Nice to see them supporting the social media as well as the journalists as well on covering the park on its opening day.
We're actually officially open now and we can see the coverage already coming in on social. It's been the guts of 18 months working on the rebrand. The biggest challenge was probably deciding the name. We went round in circles with a number of different names and in the end it actually came in-house. And Emerald Park came up several times. So came from within the park, which is great, and we're so proud of that.
Go ahead, guys, run. You gonna go on yourself?
I'll just take the pictures.
In the junior zone, 2 brand new rides have opened for younger visitors. The Balloon Chase and the attraction dreamt up by David, the Crazy Bus.
Happy faces. A little bit of music probably wouldn't go astray on it either. You're dead right, you're dead right.
We see them talking about things they can add to the ride in the future, like the music. That was interesting.
I was hesitant about the lights, but, you know, it looks well.
Everything is going to plan. And more importantly, it seems that nobody is missing the park's old mascot.
We've 2 people that haven't been here today, so we've obviously Mr. Tayto won't be here anymore.
I could probably go and look online to see us, but it'd be interesting to see if they come up with their own mascots to replace Mr. Tayto, because it'd be nice to see them have their original IP mascots around the park. That would be nice.
But obviously Ray Coyle, the visionary of the park, is unfortunately not with us anymore. It's sad not to see him here. We would have loved it, but it is going strength to strength.
Well, there's an energy definitely today. Hopefully he's proud of us, and the ice cream is there in his honour as well. Raymond loved the ice cream in the park.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, great. I know. Well, I tell you what, we stand out anyway. You know, no need for. We're saving money on high business. Yeah, we are. A great success. Really, really happy. Out of all the opening days that we've had over the years, this has been by far the best.
Next time on Nerves of Steel.
Oh,
we get to see the cars for the new coaster.
Looks great, yeah.
It's been a mixed bag this season.
This next system looks like bringing more wet weather in over.
We actually haven't even filled that. The rain now managed to do that itself.
Everything just becomes a little bit wetter, a little bit harder to do things.
It's like
it looks amazing from the air. It's going to match the rest of the park. It just has a look about it, this park. It looks amazing.
Nothing happening. What are we doing spending all this money?
Good night.
There we go, episode 2 of Nerves of Steel. Obviously, if you want to see episode 1, go up there. I've got the capabilities to do it. You can go up there and watch the playlist for all of the episodes. Brief moment for Ray Coyle, who started the park, was a true visionary, took a load of risks, and it's a shame he's not going to see Tir Na Nog, the land of Tir Na Nog, in its final form. But rest in peace, Raymond Coyle, because you will be remembered for a great thing. And I was caught by surprise. I didn't know that had happened, but much respect there. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe and ring that bell, ding-a-ling-a-ling, and then it will ring when I put another thing up on the channel. But until next time, I'll see you in the rear view, because for now, I'm gone.